What is up, guys? It's Francis here, back with another video for the Driving School TV, and in this video I'm going to answer a really common question: should I learn in a manual or automatic car? So firstly, we're in my car. This car's got a manual gearbox and a manual transmission. For this video, I'm also going to find a zip car so I can bring you some shots from inside an automatic car. Let's go. Right, so I found an automatic zip car, and first things first, it's really dirty. But we're not here to review zip car, we're here to review the automaticness of their automatic cars. Okay. So what's the main differences inside the car between a manual and an automatic car? So in this car, we've got gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this car, we've got 6 and the reverse. In an automatic car, we don't have gears. What we do have is this little fella that helps us select where we want to be. So right now we're in park, we could also be in reverse, neutral, or drive. If you want to go forward, you put the car in drive and you press the go pedal. That simple. In my manual car, we've got 3 pedals. We've got the clutch, the brake, and the gas. The gas pedal makes you go faster, makes the engine noise louder. It adds more gas to the engine. The brake makes you slow down, obviously. And the clutch pedal operates the clutch plates. In an automatic car, there's no clutch because we don't need one. The car's doing it for you. When you stop, you press the brake, the car will go from 100 to 0, and the car will take care of everything else for you. Next, here's the one that everyone really wants to know about. What's the differences learning to drive? Is it harder to learn to drive in an automatic, or is it harder to learn to drive in a manual? It's obviously going to be harder to learn to drive in a manual because the automatic car takes some of the features and functions out of the way and does it for you, like changing gear. Why do we need to change gear? So that the engine can work at the lowest possible amount of effort and get the highest possible speed. The automatic car does that for you. Automatic lessons might sound like a really good idea because driving is difficult. Lots of people struggle with driving. So if you're worried about learning to drive, how about having your first lesson in an automatic car? So it takes some of the worry out. The first lesson is a lot of information to take in as well. So you've had your first lesson in an automatic car. You've kind of got the hang of it now. Next, have another lesson in a manual car and see how well you get on. If it sounds like calculus, then go back to the automatic. But if it sounds like something that's manageable, hey, you probably should want to pass your test in a manual car because then you've got the option. Here's a really important one. What's the differences on your driving test? Whether you turn up to the driving test in an automatic or a manual car, you're going to get the same driving test and the examiner will treat you exactly the same. You don't have to say which car you're turning up to the driving test in, but once you've passed your test, the examiner will note down whether you passed your test in a manual car or an automatic car. And if you passed in an automatic car, your license will only let you drive automatic cars. If you pass your test in a manual car, you can drive anything. That's got to be worth it. So why would you choose an automatic car when learning to drive? Because it's so much easier. If you don't really care about cars and you're not really a petrol head, why would you want the extra complication? If you're struggling to pass your test as it is, why not simplify things and take out the gears? Let the car deal with it for you. The difference in price between an automatic and a manual car can be massive. You can pay quite a lot more for an automatic version of the same car as a manual. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Price-wise, there's no beating a manual car. You'll even put more petrol into an automatic because it drinks more fuel versus a manual. Another thing to consider when learning to drive is not a massive factor, but automatic lessons are normally more expensive than manual lessons. Now here's the real question, the important one. What do they like to drive? I test drive all my cars before I buy them because how do you know if you're going to like how it drives until you drive it? Cars all drive very differently as well. One car versus another car will be completely different. The steering can be lighter or heavier. The gears can be easier or harder to shift. The handbrake, you might not be able to get the handbrake off because it's so stiff. You've got to test drive your car. So test drive the automatic version, test drive the manual version, but have a good idea of what the car is all about before you buy it. So let's have a look at this. Mirror, signal, position, speed. I'm pre-selecting the gear. Would an automatic car do this for me? No. Now, let's see what this is about. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm just selecting the gears. I'm not waiting for the car to do it for me. Mirror, turning right, signal, position. Again, pre-selecting the gear because I know I'm using the engine braking. I'm bringing the clutch up slowly so the engine braking alongside the brakes complementing each other. You can tell what car I prefer, right? I'm hiding it very well. mirror, signal. Again, first gear, using the brakes alongside the engine braking, clutch is coming up slowly, pre-selecting the gear. It's my biggest bugbear with automatic cars. Yeah, they're easier to drive, yeah, they take the thinking out of driving, but the automatic car's gonna select the gear that you need right now, which is annoying, in my opinion, but you might feel differently. If you do, comment below. If you've got a massive reason why you like automatic cars, comment below, let me know. Pre-selecting the gear, boom, I'm in. Using the engine braking, gear change, gear change, gear change. All right, stop it, I'm having too much fun now. Let's pull over, that's enough. Oh, I love driving, so good. Woo! Switch on, we're in drive, want to be in reverse. Let's put the seatbelt on, safety first. We're driving instructor after all. Okay, safe, and I've lifted my foot off the brake. I'm not touching anything and the car's just moving. I'm pressing my foot back on the brake again to stop. Next, let's hit drive. And all I had to do was lift my foot off the brake, hit the gas pedal, and the car does the rest of the work for me. It's really, really, really simple. Cheers. So let's have a look at, the car's still in first gear, by the way. I can hear that I'm still in first gear. Mirror, signal. I would have gone to second gear there, but the car's deemed first gear more sensible. So I hit the gas, and the car's changed gear quite late. I can hear the engine. If I was in my car, I'd have the revs a lot lower and drink a lot less petrol. Let's do a corner here. So I'm pressing the brake, slowing the car down. I'm gonna take the corner in here. Okay, to be fair, that corner was pretty smooth. The power delivery was constant. I didn't feel any change in power, but I'm really getting annoyed by the fact that the car is over revving for no reason. Corner. It's really smooth, but accelerating away from the corner, the car's not changing gear, and I'm at 3,000 RPM at the moment. And I'm burning more petrol, my petrol that I put in the car that I paid for, well, you would pay for it, than you need to. I'm rolling down the road now, 20 miles an hour in second gear at 3,000 RPM. I could easily be at third gear there, but I couldn't change it because the car's doing the selection for me. Okay, so let's get to the point. If you don't know how to drive, you wouldn't know the difference. If you didn't know or care about driving and a little bit more or less petrol didn't really make a difference to you, you just can't be bothered with the hassle of a manual car. This car's all right. It's gonna get you from A to B. It's gonna get you around. But after 2 minutes, I'm getting annoyed with it. Honestly, I love cars. If you didn't know that already, hello. I just went to change gear there. Coming up to the corner, don't need to. Builds up the habit. And I guess if you went from automatic to manual, you would have the same problem. You would just keep going without bothering to change gear. And it's still in second gear. It's revving. Oh my God. Right, I don't like this car. I tell you what, just because I'm not gonna slate all automatic cars, let's go and find an electric zip car and it will blow your mind. Well, it won't, it'll blow my mind because I'm driving it, but trust me, I'm not just against automatics. It's because I'm a petrol head. I love driving, and the way that the car takes over and does it for me, I know I could do it better. Let's go and find an electric car. Smells a bit weird in here as well. Yeah. Okay, welcome to the e-Golf. Not gonna lie, I've driven one of these before, which is why when I came across it on the road, I was so excited. Gassed! So this car's really nice. It's the only kind of automatic that I would actively go and buy. I would replace my manual car for an electric car. And when I show you, you're gonna get why. So it's got the normal automatic style gearbox, park, reverse, neutral, drive. Gonna put my seatbelt on because the kick that you get from an automatic electric car is immense. So the car's on, you can't hear anything. So good. It's not working. Don't put that bit in. Still in park. All right, cool. Okay, so signal and off. Immediate and so quiet. The drive is so nice in an electric car. It's so good. So the problem with automatic cars is that it changes gear for you at the wrong time. This car doesn't have any gears to change. So you go all the way from 0 to 100 with not a single gear change. The drive is so incredibly smooth. So let's try it. Mirror, signal, position. We're slowing down to the correct speed. There's no loss in power. There's no interruption at all. It's just smooth, immediate. and it feels good. Electric, honestly, I would have one of these in a heartbeat. Comment below, should I get an electric car for my next driving school car? Should I? The only thing that's holding me back really is the cost. They're so expensive. And smooth. Listen, nothing there at all. Smooth brakes, and when you press the brakes, you can see it's recharging the batteries. It's recharging the batteries again so that you've got more power. Park. Won't make that mistake twice. Okay, handbrake on and relax. That was good. All right, last question. Would I buy a manual? I think that answer is already going to be obvious just from my reaction to both cars, but I would buy a manual car. I would always buy a manual car. The only reason I would get an automatic car is if I was going to invest in an electric car. Because of how the motor works, they don't need gears. Now, let's not get technical. We'll go into that on another video if you guys want me to. I've driven a few electric cars in my time and they're amazing. Even though there's no gears, you don't need gears. The car's not selecting gears for you. There are just no gears at all. If I was going to get an automatic, it would have to be an electric car. For me personally. What do you guys think? Comment below, let me know, and I'll be commenting back with you guys like always. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.